you're applying to college, you're most likely going to use the Common Application. It's an application consolidator that lets you apply to a lot of different colleges without having to keep retyping your name, your address, etc., etc. Now, as part of the Common Application, they give you the opportunity to write a personal statement. It's an essay. And they give you 5 different questions that you could answer. My goal in this video is to take you through those questions, help you pick them, help you pick your topic, and give you advice on how to craft that personal statement to make it as compelling as is possible. So I threw up those choices for essays that you get. And I want to run through those choices quickly. But before I do, I just want to say this. The number one mistake I see people making is I see them crafting their essay around these 5 questions. The goal of these questions is to get you to talk about anything. So definitely don't make up a story to fit into the question, to fit into a failure. Instead, pick a strength of yours and then, subtly change it to answer the questions. And I'll show you what I mean. So let's go through the questions. 1, some students have a background, identity, an interest, or a talent that's meaningful that they want to write an essay about. Okay, so that's pretty much anything. Background, identity, interest, talent. Number 2, the lessons we take from failure. Anytime you experience failure, it could be a loss in sports, it could be, and how that motivated you. Do you respond well to being knocked down? Good essay. Reflect on a time when you challenged a belief or idea. What prompted you to act? 4, describe a problem you've solved or you'd like to solve. And here you could talk about, what career you want to do and why you want that career so passionately. And 5, discuss an accomplishment, an event that marked your transition from childhood to adulthood. So what you see from all these essays is they're really open-ended. So don't start with the question. You'll pick the question after. What the questions are really designed to elicit out of you is a time that you took action. And this gets to, what are colleges looking for from applicants? They have your GPA, they have your SAT score. We know that those are important. We know that they just try to hit their numbers. Now, let's say you're in the ballpark. What are they looking for beyond that? Very simple. They're looking for an applicant that takes action, that actually does things. Why? Because they're going to have a college full of kids, and they want kids that are getting involved in organizations, becoming members of teams, starting new clubs, taking action, emailing their congressman. They want fully active people, and those are the same people that are going to make a lot of money because they're people that take action again and again and again. So they're asking you, what action have you taken? It could result in you having a talent. It could result in you standing up to something you thought wasn't right. It could be an event that you overcame. It could be, an experience where we took action, you failed, it was even harder, and then you took action again. Now, a lot of you are too modest. You don't understand the things that make you unique. Take this example. I was working with this student. His dad died when he was really young. He's an immigrant to the country. He didn't speak any English. And he taught himself English in a library, and he adjusted to this country alone, and he used to play basketball, and that was a way of him communicating with people on the court. Now, he didn't think that any of this is notable. He thought, it's just a part of his life. So it took an outside eye, someone like me, to go in and say, oh, this is a compelling story. This makes you different. Now, if you can't see that in yourself, that's okay. Go to a parent and ask them a bunch of questions. What makes me different? What action have I taken that's really notable? What kind of things do you think separates me? Ask those questions of your parents, ask those questions of your friends, and ask those questions of your teachers. So once you find that really, that thing that makes you unique, that event that you want to talk about, then I like to have a story. Always nice to lead in with a nice story. So figure out what story really demonstrates it, and then just try to craft yourself as a go-getter. Someone who took action there and who will continue to take action in the colleges that you're attending. So you're going to say, I saw this, I went and I did this, I continue to work, I continue to push, I'm persistent, I'm a hard worker. When I come to this college, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. So I think that gives you the gist of what you should do. Find talent or an action that you've taken. Find that by speaking with people. Start writing about it and try to find a story that really showcases it. and then hone it together into an organized piece where you display yourself as someone who has taken action, accomplished something wild that's beyond what someone your age should be able to accomplish, and that will continue to do so in the future. In the next essay, I'm going to talk about supplements. Individual essays to the college that show them that you want to come there and there alone, and I'll explain why that's important in that video. But for now, get started on this personal statement. Everyone that's applying to any college besides Macaulay, I'll throw up a video on that, needs this personal statement, and we'll get to the rest soon enough.